Guys, I'm throwing in the towel. New Horizons has been out for well over a year, and the biggest update we've gotten so far is this guy. What the fuck? I've been running my mouth for months about how disappointing this game has been for me, and it feels like people are finally starting to see what I'm talking about. When version 1.9 came out, it felt like the perfect time for Nintendo to actually add some content into this game with Brewster, or Nook shop expansions, or something to actually do in multiplayer. So many different possibilities. Nintendo said, yeah, we're just gonna add the fucking Rollin' Cheese Festival. At this point, I have no idea what they plan to do with this game. We keep getting glimpses of new content and features in the form of these data mines that seem relatively reputable, but nothing ever ends up coming out with it. Instead, we get all this good content, and it just goes to the fucking mobile game. Why would you dump all of your most compelling content into Pocket Camp, a game that basically no one is playing except for that one guy in the comments section? I see you, bro, don't worry. If you take a look at New Leaf, there was only one major update for that game that added amiibo support, the minigame island that you could play with your friends, and a Wii U item so you could transfer your buyer's remorse straight into the game. But the rest of the content was there at launch, there in that full price game that you bought for your 3DS. But with New Horizons, I'm still waiting over a year later for that game to be worth the $60 that I paid for it. Yeah, Nintendo decided to take that monthly update approach with this game, and while I feel like it could have worked and it could have been really fun, they really just didn't execute it properly. They should have just released the game with all of the content that everybody was expecting. You know, all the old stuff, all the shops, items, characters, features, and events that we've come to expect from the previous games, and then introduce new content in those monthly updates. Those updates wouldn't have even had to have been that big. New content is new content after all. The issue comes when the most anticipated new updates to come out is just content from your old games. That in particular is why I feel like New Horizons doesn't really work. The game's been out for well over a year now and didn't come with any of the things that make Animal Crossing, well, Animal Crossing. Then the new updates are just watered down events that I don't want to play and these random ass items that I don't want to buy, leaving the game in this state of limbo until something actually exciting happens for it. Take a look at Fall Guys. This game was massive when it came out, but then all the new content that they put out was just rehashed versions of the same mini games and challenges that we had already had, and guess what happened? People stopped playing that shit. They did eventually get into gear with Season 4, which I thought was a lot of fun and had a lot of new content, and that got me back into the game for a bit. If you're gonna go the updates route with your game, that's fine, but you have to have enough content to actually justify those updates. Imagine if other developers pulled something like this. Like, imagine if GTA 6 comes out and from launch you're only able to use the pistol. All the other guns will be patched into the game as time goes on. Could you imagine how damaging that IGN review would be? Not necessarily a fantastic sign. And for that reason, guys, I'm ready to put this game off to the side for a while. I love Animal Crossing, and I really hoped this new installment would be able to recapture that console experience that I fell in love with City Folk. But after a year of waiting for the most basic mechanics that every other game in the series had prior, I'm just tired of waiting both as a player and as a YouTuber. When a new update comes out or something really cool happens for this game, I'll definitely be there to check it out. But in the meantime, there's a lot of other games that I definitely think you guys should look into checking out. Glyph is a game where you play as a bug and you collect these keys. This game was a lot of fun. They sent me a code to it, and they also have this free trial right now with some levels in it. Definitely check out Glyph. Big fan of this one. If you actually have some friends, maybe give It Takes Two a try. Not an amazing story, but really fun gameplay. Big fan of that one as well. Knockout City, Mario 3D World. So many different options, and thanks to having just so many games to play, I never have to go back to Wild World ever again. Man, fuck this game.